Let's see where we are. Give everybody else time to come in and make sure everybody's coming on time. This is a lot better tonight than it was at first. I think it's because the lighting looks a lot better. Make sure as you're coming in, make sure you're letting me know where you are viewing from tonight. It's tonight's Q&A. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm a little bit behind y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me now. Just come back from running the errand with my wife and my daughter. Let me see. So let's jump right on into it. Hey, how's it going, Jackie from Patterson, New Jersey? As you're coming in, make sure you let me know where you're from and what's your favorite color. What's your favorite color? We're doing something a little different tonight. What's your favorite color and where are you viewing from? Thank you, Jackie from Patterson. Great interview. Thanks for being an inspiration. Oh, thank you so much, Brittany Bowen. Red. Okay, we got a red in the house. Make sure y'all let me know what colors y'all like. We're gonna see who's gonna pick one of my favorite colors. Let's see. Yeah, thank you so much, Brittany Bowen. I'm actually gonna talk about that tonight. My interview with Tony Gaskins, St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you, Tawana Wilson. Thank you for tuning in and viewing tonight. Thank you so much for viewing tonight. Purple, New Jersey in the house. Thank you so much. Flex and Flash for viewing once again. Just kind of letting everything warm up, letting everybody else come on in right now. Everybody who's late, they just got to catch the replay. Tawana, we got another red. So there's two reds, y'all. We got two reds in the house tonight. Two reds tonight in the purple. Actually, I'm not gonna, just a little disclaimer to y'all. I actually like all of those colors. I am a neutral person. I like all colors of the spectrum of the rainbow. I can pretty much wear anything. Okay. So we're just gonna jump right into it tonight. So I don't know if many of you seen my interview with Tony Gaskins. It was just posted, I want to say, it was just posted yesterday. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and my favorite color, hold on y'all. My favorite color is bright orange. Hello, I missed last week. Coach Natasha, thank you for being so uplifting from Alabama. Teal green, I actually like teal green. Teal green is a very, very pleasing color to look at. It's very, very good for the senses. I like that color. Teal green is a very, very good color. Awesome. So I'm trying to make sure I keep these chats at the very, very top so that way I can see y'all. So we're about to jump right on into it. I'm gonna talk about this interview I just had with Tony Gaskins and how it came about. I didn't really know what to title this, but I know that I want to talk about how that basically was. So many of you know, my name is Coach Michael. I've been a life coach for about, I want to say from last year, November 2019, all the way up until now. And how I got to this point of being a life coach, I went through several things in my life. I went through several obstacles. I dealt with a lot of things in my childhood. I dealt with a lot of things in my adolescent, teenage years. And I was a very toxic man. I was a man that did not know his way. I slept with multiple women. I dealt with drugs. I dealt with sexual immorality and so many things around the board of just what we call today sin. I basically did it. And really, I didn't know who I was. So I was going through life, weaving in and out, doing just anything that I can think of just to fill the voids that I had in life. Because like I said, I went through things in my childhood. So I began to go to drugs and sex, and I began to go to a lot of other things to begin to fill those voids. And it really wasn't until I got married. I got married in March of 2012 to my beautiful wife, who we've been married now for 8 going on 9 years. And during that time, she married me, and I had a lot of issues that were going on internally. I'm just kind of skipping through this so I can get to the point at hand of what led to the interview. But when she got with me, I was still dealing with a lot of things now. I wasn't a man that stepped out of my marriage or anything like this. So I've been faithful to my wife all these years. I never stepped outside of my marriage to do anything whatsoever. And so during that time, at the first beginning of our marriage, things that I did not get healed from in my childhood years, in my teenage years, I allowed that to linger over and carry over into my marriage. And that caused my wife at a specific point in time to tell me that if I did not change my ways, that she was going to leave me and she was not going to come back. And at that specific moment, that was the first breaking point of my life where I had to realize that if I didn't change, I was going to lose someone who I dearly cared about. So it was going to either be about me, or it was going to be about it was going to either be about me, or it was going to be about her walking away. But I couldn't be selfish and be like, well, if she wants to leave, she can leave. I had to really look at myself. And that was one of the times where I really had an encounter with God beginning to change my life. And I began to look at myself and say, you really have things that you need to get over. I had an anger issue. Now, that was one of the major things that I really had. I had an anger issue. And it was just so much pain from those mother wounds, those father wounds, those wounds that I had when I couldn't tell anybody how I truly felt. Those were wounds that I just covered up. You know how we just go through life. I know many of you probably already know like how you just go through life and you sweep stuff under the rug because it's like nobody's gonna listen anyway. So why try to even tell somebody? Or if you do tell somebody, they'll either be judgmental or they'll begin to be condescending and look down and talk down on you like you just the scum of the earth. And in actuality, they have things going on too, but they're just not willing to be as transparent as you possibly are. But that's another story for another time. But I was just that person. I didn't want to tell anybody about my issues and things like that, and I closed up a lot of stuff. But it came to that point where I told myself that if I wanted my wife to come back, I had to change my attitude. I had to get rid of this anger. So I asked God to get rid of that anger, and I asked God to remove it from me because I wanted to be the best husband that He wanted me to be for her. Because a lot of people, they get in relationships and they want to become what that person wants them to become, but you don't get into a relationship to become what somebody else wants you to become, or you don't want them to become what you need. You ask God to turn that person into who they need to be for you. And so that was my main prayer. God, make me who I need to be for my wife, rather than me try to become this person that she probably wants, or this person that I see in my mind. I thought that way going into it, but that was not going to work. So to fast forward a little bit later on down the line, this was like I say about the fifth, sixth year of marriage. That's when I really began to look at myself and who I was as a person. I began to question myself, and I said, self, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself? And if you don't like where you see yourself, you need to start actively doing something to change where you are in life. And so I'll say about that 6 year of us being married, that's when I really started to make those changes. God began to kind of quicken my heart to start a YouTube channel. So I started a YouTube channel, and many of you are new here, but when I first started my YouTube channel, if you go back to look at some of my older videos, I started my channel off and it was called Dope Christian TV. And the whole thing behind my YouTube is because I wanted people to understand that Christianity is not, it's not boring. It's not something that's just fictitiously made up. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of just characters like little trolls running around and stuff like that. No, it's actually something that is enjoyable where you can begin to be yourself, but you can still bring people to Christ by your creativity and who you are as a person. So I made the channel Dope Christian TV, and I was highlighting people all across the world. Had a lot of viral videos that went off on my channel, millions and millions of views. But then God had me come to a place where He was like, I had you start the YouTube channel because I want you to deliver a specific message. I want you to be the one to sit in front of the camera and deliver a message. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was running. I did not want to um, I did not want to sit in front of a camera, because a lot of people, when they are sitting in front of a camera, they feel like they have to be this fake person on the camera that they really don't have to be. And it took me a while to really get comfortable in front of the camera. Like I really couldn't do lives. I really couldn't make videos because I was like, where do I start? But I began to do a lot of research. I began to look at a lot of people. And it came to that point, like I said, we're still in that 6 year marriage where I began to say, let me start looking at motivational speakers. And I told my wife, I said, you know what? I want to start speaking. I want to speak and help people through different things I went through. And I still didn't really know which direction. So by the time that I want to say the 6.5 to that 7th year was when I stumbled upon Tony Gaskins. I was looking at motivational speakers, and somehow I ended up seeing one of his videos. And when I seen one of his videos, I was just really interested in trying to know how did this man get to where he is now? Because a lot of times we can see a person's lifestyle and we don't take time to really study how they got to where they are, and the steps that they take. And so what that does, that causes you to have anxiety, and causes you to feel less than a person about your current situation, because you're looking at their current situation, not knowing that they've had a past. You see what I'm saying? So y'all stay with me. So I began to look at his past and see where he had come from. And I'm like, wow, this man's story is just like my story. You know what I'm saying? He's been married this amount of years. His anniversary is on the 30th. Mine's on the 31st of March. His birthday's in March. My birthday's in March. So that by itself was really an indicator to me that I need to try to really learn from this man, because I feel like God does things like that in mysterious ways to really connect you with people. And I'll say around, I had already changed my YouTube name. I had changed to Coach Michael Benefield and stuff like that. And I started making videos and things like that. And I wasn't the best. If y'all go back and look at some of my older videos, don't y'all laugh at me, because some of my older videos, they were really, really just tacky. But you have to learn. You grow through it. You grow through it as you're going. You don't just automatically arrive overnight. Everything takes practice. Everything that you do in life takes practice. So my name had already changed, and I was researching him and stuff like that. And I'll say by the time that 8th year, which was well, I'll say 7th years, seventh and a half year, which was pretty much last year, he had a life coaching certification going on. And life coaching certification at the time, it was like $300. And that was like the lowest I had ever seen it. And I had a credit card at the time. And I said, you know what? I told my wife, I said, I think that this is the area that God is kind of leading me in. And I got my credit card instantly and I bought certification. Now, this is a 6-month certification that he has. And it allows you to go it allows you to go at your own pace and at your own speed. So me personally, I was like, I want to take this and be done with, because I want to get my certification. So rather than just sit there for a whole 6 months and go through this, I took my time. And well, I took my time, but I also was kind of impatient. I got everything done in like a little bit over a week. So I squeezed 6 months into a little bit over a week, because I wanted to go ahead and get done. A lot of stuff was just common sense, and it seemed like that already was on the inside of me made sense to what I was taking in the course. And that's what caused me to, your video with the poems are very good. Thank you, Coach. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach. But at the same time, I had to realize that I wanted to get the certification out the way. So I did that and got it out the way. Shortly after that, I did not know what direction I was going into, because I'm like, I have my life coaching certification, but I do not know which area I should go. Like, I have business knowledge and I have a lot of wisdom that God has given me naturally. So I kind of had an idea of how I was going to do it, but I just didn't know when. So next thing you know, he comes and says, okay, he makes this announcement talking about my mentor. He's about to have my mentor. He's about to kick it off. So I told myself, I'm like, you know what? I have to be a part of this, my mentor thing, whenever it comes. So I'm thinking in my head, I don't know how much it's going to be. I don't know how much it's going to cost to be a part of it. But I said, whatever it is, I just want to be a part of it. I had already taken a few of his courses and stuff like that. So I know whatever he was going to produce, it was going to be good stuff. So my mentor, he released it. He released the email that said that my mentor is officially up. And this is earlier this year, 2020, January 2020, that he uploaded it. And I mean, not uploaded, but he made it go live. He made the site go live. So after that, I immediately joined. I told my wife about it. I immediately joined. And I still had so many questions outside of that concerning him and stuff like this. So it was a couple times, like you guys probably saw in the interview with him, that I reached out to him in the DMs and just begin to kind of talk to him and just ask him certain stuff. And I understand he's a busy man. He has a lot of things that he's doing. But at the same time, excuse me, I felt that one thing you got to understand, I'm gonna pause right here. One thing you have to understand is when God leads you to do something from your heart, no matter what it may be, you have to go ahead and go in that direction, no matter what it may be. It may not make sense to you, right? It didn't make sense for me to have on my heart, I need to try to connect with this man because he has some wisdom he's going to probably pour into my heart. Now, that's not saying that everybody you're going to reach out to, because you have to honestly be honest with yourself and say, am I trying to connect with them on this level because I want something from them? Do I want to glean in their light? Because you got to understand, just because they have that light and you connect with them does not mean that that same light is going to be on your life. So you got to be very, very cautious of why you're trying to connect with people, because God has something specifically for each and every person's life that is on this live. And your anointing may not be my anointing. Your purpose may not be my purpose, but somewhere along the lines, they can work together. But that does not mean that what's mine is what's yours. You have to go through you have to go through your trials, your errors, your different things like that to really see where God wants you. But I didn't go into it. So with that being said, I did not go into it with a selfish ambition or something that I wanted from him. But I felt like that God was leading me to connect with him. And take note, many of y'all don't know, God had already blew my mind. I had already been to Maverick City Music, because as many of you know, I'm a singer-songwriter as well. So I had already been to Maverick City Music in March 1st through the 3rd. I went to Maverick City Music and make a video about that as well too. And through my obedience, God allowed me to be there with Chandler Moore, Dante Bowe, Naomi Rain, um, um, Brandon Lake, who sings a lot of Bethel music people, and also the whole House Fires group, because Tony, the main singer of House Fires, well, one of the main singers of House Fires, he is over Maverick City Music, which I didn't know. And one thing led to another. Through my obedience, God ended up allowing me to go to Maverick City Music, because you remember I told y'all Dope Christian TV was what my channel was called. Dope Christian TV was what my channel was called, and I was highlighting different videos. And I have to go into that another time, how Maverick City Music ended up accepting me to go or whatnot. I just make it because I know people been asking about that video too. But that was one of the things earlier on in the year that, out of my obedience, me doing something that God placed in my heart, He allowed me to go to Atlanta to write songs for 3 days with people who are known all over the world. That was just one thing. And here we go, fast forward down the line, and I end up connecting with Tony through the DMs concerning different things like that. And then it led to the interview. And to be honest with you guys, the interview was not something that I was expecting. I really did not expect it. For me to be nominated as one of the top 10 coaches on my tour out of 400, and I say that in a humble way, out of 400, I say that with all sincerity and humbleness. It was really a blessing, because I myself, I'm a man who comes from a lot of setbacks in life, a lot of setbacks and a lot of things. So for me to go through all of that to being selected as one of the top 10 coaches I've coached, like I don't know how many people now, and people always book me back to back, because when I coach, like right now, what y'all are getting, this is basically free coaching. This is basically free coaching. But when you're on a call with me one-on-one, I turn it up 110 times. Like, my goal is, when we're on that call for that hour, I'm going to have you to get your notepad out. I'm going to have you to get whatever is out, so that way I can begin to pour into you what needs to be poured into you. Because you can either go through life wasting time, you can go through life wasting time trying to figure out things, or you can get somebody to help you go through life and get you there a lot quicker. That's all a mentor is. A mentor is a person that's helping you not go through something that they went through before. And so that's basically what I had became. And I'm like, and a lot of people have these questions and they say, well, is it something, do I have to get myself together? Do I have to get myself in line in order for me to be a coach? Do I have to be all the way perfect? No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if I would sit here on this live right now and tell you that I'm perfect, I would be lying. I still have imperfections and things. Now, that's not the norm imperfection like some people would think, but I still have attitudes. I still have ways of thinking that need to change. But at the same time, I understand how to deal with them now. I'm not in an unhealed place. There's a difference between being in an unhealed place and being in a place where you just go through things sometimes. You see what I'm saying? So you can't get those two things confused and mixed in together. Because you may be healed, but just because you go through something every now and then, doesn't mean you can't coach through that. Now, if you're a person that you in a toxic relationship right now, it ain't no reason why you need to be coaching nobody about no relationship if you're still in a toxic relationship. I mean, that's just what it is. If you're a person that's dealing with adultery, whatever it may be, you don't need to be coaching somebody about something that you have not overcame. Because that in itself will be like being a hypocrite. And I don't believe in being a hypocrite in a sense. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. That's what it's like in a sense, but not necessarily mean that the person is a hypocrite, but it's like that in the sense if you think about it. And so just coming from that place of being broken and needing to be healed, and it led to me having an interview with him. It was very, very life changing. And I don't know if many of you seen the video, but I may end up trying to see if I can post it to my channel, but I don't know. But if not, you can go to his channel and see that interview. It was like a 25-minute interview. And I really feel like God moved during that interview more than anything. Like, it wasn't anything that was like staged. It was just like a genuine connection. And take note now, this was the first time I had ever talked to him. I had never talked to him before, and that happened. I had never talked to him. I had never talked to him. And it just happened. So that just goes to show you, and I didn't want to really make the whole thing about that. I may have to make a separate video about it, but I just want to really talk about that interview and how and the steps that led to me getting to that place. And I'm still like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, man, like this is, and I really couldn't believe, because when I first got live with him, I'm like, man, like you've helped me out a whole lot. Because what people do is, I'm gonna take y'all back to this. If you see something that somebody is doing, no matter who they may be, admire that person. Don't be obsessed with them, but begin to admire them. Like, if they have something that you want to eventually do, I'm gonna tell you right here, God is no respecter of a person. So the same thing you see somebody else doing, you can do it as well. The same thing you see somebody else doing, you can do it as well. Yeah, like Coach Tish said, it is on his channel, so you can go ahead and view that. But the same thing you see somebody else doing, you can do it as well. You never have to look at what somebody else is doing and feel like that I can't do that. Now, it goes back to what I was saying at first. Now, their gift may not be your gift, but that doesn't mean that whatever your gift may be, that you can't get on the same level with them only in your specific category. You see what I'm saying? So you have to find out what direction you want to go. And like I said, these lives are going to be every Sunday, because I want you to get the most. I want each and every one of y'all to get the most out of these lives. If you're not a member of the channel, please consider being a member of the channel. It's some things that I want to do for those who are members of the channel. So all you have to do is make sure that you can join the channel for $1.99, and it just basically entitles you to be a part of some awesome things I'm going to have coming up. I'm going to have some special guests coming on in the near future. Some people who some of you may know, some people you may not know, but these people are really people that can help you in the aspect of trying to be the best version of you that you can be. And they're all in different spheres. I have some songwriter friends who are very well known. I have some other people, and just different people that I'll be bringing on. But now, besides that, I want to start answering some Q&A questions, because I didn't want to be brief. I didn't want to really drag that on, but I really feel like that was something that I wanted to, it was something that I wanted to share. It was something that I wanted to share. And you just have to know it. When God leads you to do something, when God leads you, it may be something silly. Like I'm a poet. And a lot of my poems, if y'all go back and look at my YouTube channel, my poetry is a way that I'm allowed to express myself freely. It's a way that I can write creatively to begin to share my mind with an audience of people who might care about the same situations as I do. And so I want each and every one of you to, let me see, somebody just, I can't really see. I see something up there. I don't know. Oh, thank you so much, Brittany Bourne. Thank you for your $4.99. Very inspirational interview. And you could tell the conversation was genuine. Thank you for being transparent. May God continue to bless y'all. Thank you so much, God. Please pour back into Brittany's life. Please pour back into Brittany's life. That seed you just sowed, Brittany, you just sowed it on good ground. Believe me when I tell you I'm good ground. Thank you for sowing that seed. Recap of what you were saying. Today. Just put that back in. Jackie Firestone. What were you referring to when you put that down? And make sure you put that down. But that interview, it was very, very genuine. And I mean, we just been getting, like, I know me, I've been looking at the comments and going back and telling people like, thank you for this and that. Because one thing that I said, I don't know if y'all paid attention to that, what I said that God will not put more on you than you can bear. A lot of people associate that with just being something about trials and tribulations, like God will not put more on you than you could bear, because that's how we think, right? We always think about the negative before we think about the positive, but I'm not that type of person, so I think outside of that. And when I apply the scripture, I apply it to different parts of my life, not just in a part of this, it applies to the bad stuff as well. So when I say he's not going to put more on you than you can bear, that can be for stuff that you want as well. You may want a new job that's going to pay you more money, but you may not be able to handle that because you don't manage the money you have well now. And that's a part of God not putting more on you than you can bear. Being able to bear means you can't handle it. That's what bear. You actually look at that word bear. To be able to bear something is to be able to handle it. So if you cannot handle something, God's not going to put that on you. And I said that because I wanted people to pay attention. I know one person, she really caught on to that, and I noticed that she caught on to that, and she was able to kind of say that back in the comments that she didn't know it applied to you, just that it just didn't apply to you going through the bad time as well. So somebody else caught on to that. Let's see. Today when you were on, I heard some of it, but I got a new bed, so I had. Okay, awesome. Put that in one more time for me so I can see what you were basically asking, if it's a certain part that you did not hear or what foremost. Coach Letitia, thank you. Right when the Most High know you, He will release your blessing. When's your blessing? Yeah, that's very, very true. That's very, very true. And also, if you guys have any specific video topics that you want, make sure you go to support at createdtobemore.com. That's support at createdtobemore.com. That's why I take like a lot of video requests, a lot of questions in general, because I may just start doing videos based off of you all's topic. I may do like I want to say probably 5 to 10 minute video based off of a topic and things like that. This is just a way that if you are not able to get coaching with me one-on-one, you're still able to get your question answered through a whole video that should give you some type of clarity concerning whatever it is that you want to know about. And there you go. You see it right there. You see my two moderators. If you see that little tool right there by their name, those are my moderators, my wife and his coach, Letitia. She's right there, so they both will be putting information in. So if you guys need the information, just make sure you go ahead and look at their names, and they will help you out with that. Let's see what the questions I have. Yeah, so that's basically where we are right now. We're in this place, and a lot of people have went through a lot in this 2020 year. I mean, when I tell you 2020 has been a year that has really just shaken a lot of people up. 2020 has been, I mean, just a crazy year. But you have to think abundant minded. And that's one thing about me that got me also to the place that I am right now. You have to think abundant minded. If your mind is in a place where you feel like, woe is me, everybody's against me, the little man can't get on top, everybody's competing against me, then that's when you can't push through to be the authentic you that you've been designed to be. You see, I had to get to that place where I blocked out anybody or anything that I consider to be negative. And I'm still like that right now. It could be a family member. I cut anybody out. You know what I'm telling you? It don't matter who it is. Because anytime, if I feel, just Brittany, what you have to do is, if you want to join the channel, just make sure you go back to my main page. And what you have to do is just see the join button, just hit the join button. It should be down there as well. But you have to begin to cut people off. You have to begin to cut people off. And it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt because some people you've been rocking with for years. I mean, you've been rocking with them. Y'all probably grew up in pull-ups. You know what I'm telling you? Y'all probably grew up in pull-ups. And you get to the point where you got to go ahead and cut them off. That's fine. Because if you don't cut them off, they're going to block your blessing. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't need nobody blocking a blessing that I know God trying to bless me with, because that same person you allowing to block your blessing, they'll be that same exact person who will come in and begin to shake up what God has done. And before you know it, everything that you can work so hard for, that negative person didn't help it get right on out the door. They'd help to get right on out the door. And so I've been in a place now in this new year where I've been trying to help people get their mindsets together. Let me see. Let me answer Brittany Bowen's question real quick. Okay, Brittany, what you can go off live for a minute, but if you go to one of my older videos, you see, or even if you go into the community section, what you'll do is you'll be able to see a list of comments, things that I have in the comments. And what you'll do is you'll see a link that says click to join. Just click that link to join the channel and you'll be able to see it. Yeah, you'll see it on the channel. It'll be written in blue and it'll say join if you see it on there. But if not, just go under one of my videos and it should be under there. But now I want to answer some of you guys' questions. I think I talked about 30 minutes straight. So now I want to start answering some questions concerning relationships, mindset, some things concerning healing, whatever it is. I want to kind of get right into it so we can start answering some questions. I didn't want to be on too long tonight, but I know as promised, I want to make sure I come on with these lives every Sunday. We're going to start having these lives. So make sure you tell your friends, make sure you tell your family, anybody who you knows needs to be poured into. Tell them, hey, I got a coach over here who coaches on YouTube on Sundays for free. Come on over. Yeah, make sure if you have a question, make sure you type Q in front of your question so I can know exactly what your question is and we can start going from there. Like I said, you'll see both my mediators. Just pay attention to their names. Their names will be highlighted in blue. You'll see Coach and my wife. You'll see both of them. They will be the moderators on the channel. So you see those. Let's see. Jackie Froston. Thank you so much, Jackie. And I'm thinking about having a giveaway here pretty soon too, guys. So make sure you want to come on every Sunday because I don't know when I'm going to do it. But I kind of been getting some things together. So whenever it may be, just make sure you come on every Sunday and be here because the giveaway, when it's here, you don't want to miss it. And it's not going to be the only time I'll be doing a giveaway. I'll be doing plenty of giveaways, but I want to take some of these questions. If you know, I had a couple relationship questions last Saturday. We really tapped into a lot of relationship questions concerning should I be dating right now? What are some signs and things like that should I be looking at when dating and so forth. Let me see right here. Now, y'all gotta forgive me. I'm trying to keep this up here because it's kind of hard for me to be able to see. It may not be visible. Okay, live chat. Got the super chat. Okay, okay. Now I got you right now. So that was Miss Brittany. She was alive. She blessed me with an awesome super chat. I thank you so much once again, Miss Brittany. Go back to the live chat. I think she finally found it because I don't see it. Beside the subscribe. Yeah, check under that video and you should be able to see it. Y'all go ahead and start sending your questions in. I want to know some questions, some things. It may be about the interview, it may be about mindset, it may be about anything. But if you have some questions, make sure you go ahead and release those questions because that's the main reason why I get on here is because if you have something, you don't want to hold it. Because if you hold it, you may potentially block someone else from receiving a breakthrough off of a question that you may need to ask. I was always taught that when I was around a group of people and we had mastermind like little meetings where we began talking. It started in ministry. We had like little mastermind groups where we will be able to ask certain questions, and that one question would lead to another person asking a question, and that question that person asks, it blesses the other person off the response that the other person says. So it can be a tripling effect that can really take place when you allow yourself to fully be open to asking any questions. Let's see where we are right now. And I'm trying to make sure I'm on here, y'all. Because I got on here, and I ain't gonna lie, I got on here for y'all tonight because I ain't gonna lie, I was every bit of tired. And I am still hungry right now. But I'm on here. Okay, we got a question coming in right now from Jack Frierson. It says, I'm not going to date at this point. I spoke to my friend about what you said about me taking time for myself, and he agreed. Yet he's not going nowhere, that he got my back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, that that in itself, um, that's fine. That's fine if he has your back. I'm glad you finally spoke out and told him, and you might have heard me laugh because I think if you heard me talk last Sunday about this, a lot of men don't like rejection. A lot of men do not like rejection. So they gotta have something just to kind of let you know that, hey, I'm still here. Whether what it don't matter what you say, I'm still gonna be here. Like, so it's still kind of, you know, it's still kind of it's still kind of one of those things that's up in the air, so you're still gonna have to pay attention. You're still gonna have to just pay attention. And a lot of times when a man lets you know that he's still there, is because he knows that with him saying that, there may be a time where you may be vulnerable and you may need someone to just be that listening ear, or you may need someone to comfort you. And those words that he said, I got your back, they still gonna be right there. So you may have been and moved on from him and to find somebody else. But just with him saying, I got your back, that may lead you to, with the new person that you with, you may end up wanting to go back and talk to him about the new person that you with, because he has made himself comfortable with saying, I got your back still. So even with that being said, I'm putting light on the situation. Even with him saying that, still just allow yourself to still take time for yourself. If you feel those moments where you feeling lonely and you feel that you need someone to talk to, and you need someone to comfort you, I suggest you I really suggest you get a couple of coaching sessions. I really suggest you get a couple of coaching sessions. Get a coach, and it don't necessarily have to be me, but get you a coach, someone that you can talk to about things on a deeper level. Because how can I put this? A lot of unresolved issues, and a lot of things that aren't dealt with in our, because man, okay, in your singleness, there will be things that are still, it will be things in your singleness that cannot be dealt with until you are in a relationship. And what do I mean by that? It takes someone to begin to bring out something in you that you didn't even know was there. Like when I first got on, I told y'all about me being married to my wife. Now, anger was not an issue of mine intentionally until I got married. So it was things that happened that caused that thing I never got healed from in my singleness to be triggered. You get what I'm saying? That thing got triggered and I had to deal with it then. But that's what I'm a mentor and a coach for, is to help you deal with those things in your singleness. So when you do get with somebody, you won't run them off. You will not run them off. And that's the best thing that you can do, is get that coaching. So yeah, Jackie, I recommend you to get some coaching and talk to someone before you even think about getting into a new relationship, because it's only so many videos that you can watch. It's only so many videos that you can watch. It's only so many lives that you can get on. And you really just need someone to be a trusted ear. Because although I'm a man, I am not biased, meaning that I'm not all one-sided. Because believe it or not, I have more female clients than I do male clients. And I do have male clients as well. Actually, I have one I got to coach for Thursday. So I actually have male clients as well, but not many of them are willing to really step up to make the change that is necessary for them to actually get to where they're trying to get to in life. So I recommend you get coaching. No, no, don't say that, coach. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that, coach. Do not say that. Do not say that. I thank you so much for my mediators tonight. God bless both of y'all for willing to serve. Thank you so much. Any more Q&A questions? 38 minutes, we still in, so I got plenty of time to answer any questions, any concerns, anything, any topics of some videos you all would like to see on the channel, anything that you want to know about me per se. I know many of you are still new here to the channel and you don't really know too much about me, and I may have to make a video to talk about who is Michael Benefield, who is Coach Michael Benefield, because until yesterday, I have subscribers on my YouTube channel, but not a lot of people still, they'll subscribe to a video they like, but they don't really know the person on the channel. Oh man, y'all are something else. Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, also make sure, if you're not a member of the channel, make sure you go ahead and become a member of the channel. If not, I've been trying to make sure I get the members up on there, because I'm gonna start doing, it'll be members only that I will start doing in the near future. And the reason why I'm gonna start doing members only is for the purposes of those who really want to be invested in. We just have to begin to distinguish the two. And it's only $1.99. That's why I made $1.99 specifically. So that way, you ain't breaking the bank. You can really go up under the couch. I just saw up under the couch, I had some quarters and nickels up under the other day. So you can really find some quarters and nickels and dimes pretty much anywhere to make sure that happens, because it's going to be specific things that I want to do for the members to make sure that happens. So I'm giving y'all enough time to become members of the channel. I'm joking, Coach. I'm going to get some coach. Oh yeah, most definitely. I recommend that because, to be honest with you, if I would have knew what coaching was, because if you heard what I said in the video, I did not know coaching was a thing. I had no idea coaching was a thing. Coaching had been around. Coaching really is something that's recent. Within the last past 5-6 years or so, coaching has like really been on the rise. It has not really been a thing. And I had been giving people advice for years. I had been giving them advice for years, relationship advice and stuff like that. And at that time, I really wasn't healed. And sometimes God will have you in that place too, where He'll send you people that'll come your way, and you're like, Lord, I'm still dealing with that. How you gonna send somebody else? Because He wants you to put yourself aside to be the vessel. You have to be the vessel to move yourself aside. You really have to be the vessel. You have to be the vessel. Once you are a yielded vessel that can get poured into. Thank you so much, Brittany. I'll give a shout out to Brittany Bowen. Thank you for joining the Blessed and Favored family. Thank you, Brittany, for joining so much. Thank you so much for joining the channel. So when you become a member of the channel, that is something that you will see. Brittany has just became a member, and it will say, welcome to the Blessed and Favored family. That's what my family is called, Blessed and Favored, because I truly believe that when you become a member, that God will begin to bless you, and He will. So take advantage of that. I'm a member of a few channels as well, and it's just something that I give back just to say thank you to that person for pouring out all of the wisdom and knowledge that they pour out. And you also see by Brittany's name, you also see that she has a little emblem right there, like a little circle thing. I don't know what it is, like a Mortal Kombat sign, but she has that sign right there by her name. I just don't think about. But that's the sign that you will have by your name whenever you join the channel. So I thank you, Brittany, for joining once again. And God's about to blow your mind in the next month or so. God's about to blow your mind. Believe that. When I tell you God's about to blow your mind, just for you joining the channel, greatly, greatly appreciated. But that's where we are right now. And thank you, Jackie, for being so vocal about your questions and being so open to asking the questions and being in a place where you really don't care who's reading what you're saying. And you have to be, and that's a prime example of what I mean, to be unapologetically outspoken. You have to be unapologetically outspoken. You have to be able to speak how you feel when it's the time for you to speak how you feel. Now, I ain't telling y'all to go now. Coach Michael said I need to say, no, don't put me in it now. Don't do it. I'm right here, but please don't. I don't need nobody DM me talking about, oh, you told such and such to say. Leave me out of it. But that's what it means to really be open and really say how you feel. That's what it really means. Yeah, you got to keep yourself clean. You got to begin to pour that stuff out. You got to begin to rid yourself of those things. Because like I told you at first, I used to have things that I would sit on questions and questions and questions. Then when I have opportunity, I don't speak up. And then I'd be like, I live with this regret and this feeling that I should have said something when I had an opportunity to say something. Now, you may get another opportunity to say something on another live, but what the question you may ask may help you get through this week right here. Because you got to understand, this Sunday, after we off this live, y'all go y'all separate way, I go my separate way. We got a whole week ahead of us with different trials and different things that may try our patience, try whatever. We have to make sure we are getting clarity on those things to help us. Excuse me. But I'm going to try to get something together for y'all here pretty soon. We got this giveaway coming up. So I really don't know what it may be. Honestly, I'm going to try to build this live up a little bit more so we can start doing it more frequently. Asking for help will keep you clean. You are as sick as secrets. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. The more you hold things, it can begin to fester. It can begin to fester and fester and fester and eat at you and eat at you and eat at you. And I'm one of the coaches that I'm transparent. I have had counseling before. I went to counseling. It wasn't a long time, but I had a couple of counseling sessions and things like that, because sometimes you really have to begin to talk to someone, even if it's a coach. It can be a coach, counselor, whoever it may be. You need to find someone that you can have as an outlet. You don't need to talk to someone who may be trying to come out of something. You need someone who is already in a place, in a pure place, in a pure place. Now, people will listen to you. You might have that friend, you might have a sibling, whoever it may be. You may have that person to talk to, but you still need to find someone who is where you're trying to go. You need to find those people who are where you're trying to go and connect with them. It's a tribe of people that we have to be connected to help us feed off of one another. We have to feed off of them. And like I said, at first, when I connected with Tony, that was a person I needed to connect to help pour into me, to fuel me to get to where I need to be in life. And some people are for a season, some people are for a reason, and some people are for a lifetime. But you just have to distinguish which. But trying to get to where you're trying to get to, you need to just find somebody that is a trusted voice. That's a trusted voice. I wasn't chosen as one of the top 10 coaches for no reason whatsoever. I've had people that have come, really, my account had got deactivated at one point in time, and I didn't know what was going on. I guess my payment didn't go through. I didn't know what was going on. And I look around and somebody had inbox Tony saying, do you know where this coach is? I've been looking for him and stuff like that. I'm like, wow. Then I end up finding a lady. She's one of my clients who's booked faithfully with me back to back. So I'm very, very thankful for each and every person. And like I said, on this channel, I don't consider you all as being followers or whatever the world may call it, but you are family. We're a family here, and we are a community here, and we all want to see each other strive for the better. So if you know anybody who needs to be a part of a positive community like that, make sure you tell them about this channel so they can come on and get on. Now, if y'all have any more questions now, I don't want to sit on here and be looking at y'all, because y'all want to look at me the whole time. Looking up my nostrils and things. Yes, was in the rooms of narcotics. Oh yeah, I did see what you said earlier as well, Jackie. Let me go back to that. I did see what you said earlier. I'll make sure I don't want to miss any questions, comments. Yeah, I got to skip. This is my third time on live, and I'm just trying to figure out how to work these. Make sure you keep putting your questions in. It could be relationship, mindset, healing, whatever questions that you have. Keep putting them in the comments. We have another about 15 minutes to go. We'll be on this live. Do not, if you got a question, do not get off of here without asking a question. Okay, there's your question right there, says Jackie. Says, no, it's not a question, it's a comment. It says, while I have 17 years clean of drugs, I cannot, wow, that's a blessing. 17 years, that's a testimony right there. 17 years of being clean, that is a testimony. That's the type of stuff I like to hear. That is the type of stuff I like to hear. Now, right now, I have each and every one of you in this room. I want to ask you in the comments below, I want you to put one word in the comments that describes where you are in this season of your life. One word in the comments. Whatever word you can think of that will describe the season that you're in right now, put that in the comments below. That can be anything, whatever question, whatever, it can be a phrase, slogan, whatever word. Okay. I like that, Brittany. Rebuilding. I love that so much. I consider myself as well as in a partial rebuilding season where God is kind of restructuring some things in my life as well. So I think that's a great season for you to be in, and you're in the right spot for me to really help you out to get to where you need to be. So rebuilding, I love that, Brittany. I love that. Oh, wow. Renewing. We got 2 R's. Y'all done snuck in on this. Y'all done snuck in on something I'm working on now. Rebuilding, renew, better. Okay. I love each and every one of those. Rebuilding, renewing, and better. My goodness, that is something special. That renewing, coach, I'm gonna tell you right now, With you being renewed and you beginning to renew your mind and renew yourself, it's gonna be that renewing and rebuilding actually go together. They pretty much are the same exact thing, because when you're rebuilding something, things are beginning to be renewed. As you're beginning to tear some things down, you're going to begin to rebuild, and everything is going to be new. So it's going to be a renewed place. So those things actually go together. And then once you get to that place of rebuilding and then it's renewed, then you find yourself in a place of better. 11 years of a toxic relationship ended with 3 kids and single. That's where you need to be. That's exactly where you need to be. 11 years, that's over a decade. That is over a decade. 11 years, that's a long time. And the reason why I try to stress about relationships and I really start going more into relationships is because if you look at the average human being, everybody is in a relationship. Everybody is in a relationship. Even if they got one of them buddies, that's still a type of relationship. So everybody deals with somebody, and it's not just friends with benefits, but it can be friendships, which are relationships. It can be the kind of relationship you have with your coworkers. We all deal with different types of relationships, but I've been gearing myself in that place more to help people not waste time with relationships, because 11 years, man, that is a long time to be with somebody, um, a toxic relationship. But that is a huge congratulations on that, for really, you're going to be so much better off with your kids and just by yourself. If it's toxic and it's not helping you get to where you need to be, God did that for a reason. Now, the only reason that you would even put yourself in the same situation is if you're not paying attention. So in your singleness and in your single season right now, you need to focus on Brittany and focus on Brittany's kids. Everything else out of that does not even matter. Because I want you to have this mindset, Brittany, that no one is getting with you to complete you, but anybody who gets with you, they're just adding value to you. A lot of people say, well, I need somebody to complete me. I need somebody to make me feel. You don't get with anyone to complete you, but you get with someone to add value to you. Because you got to think about something. In the garden, when Adam was by himself, Adam was already a complete man. But God said man does not need to be alone, so he created a help meet. So when you have somebody to be with you, they're not going to complete you, but they're there to help you so y'all can build together. So if they decide today or tomorrow that they don't want you anymore, or they're done with you, then you're still good by your lonesome. Because nothing that they have taken, they haven't taken a piece of anything in materials, not even worry about materials. So if they leave with materials, that's fine. They can have those materials. That doesn't mean anything. As long as you have your peace and your sanity, that's what really matters. That's exactly what I'm doing. I don't have time for a relationship, really. I just finished Tony's Life All coaching course so that I can help other single moms as well. Oh, that's awesome. That's what you call turning your pain into purpose. You want to turn your pain into purpose. And that's how you do it. Rather than allowing yourself to sit and just get and what I commend you about as well is, although you're becoming a coach, you still are allowing yourself to get fed by another coach. You're allowing yourself to get fed by another coach. And that's the part that really stands out, because you've never gotten to the point, never think that when you get to a certain level that you don't need to get poured into. Never think that when you have arrived at a certain level, oh, I became this, so I don't need anybody else anymore. No, you still want to have somebody that can pour into you. You need that David. You need some people that will actually pour into you to help you continue to push forward. And they may not even be somebody that everybody even knows, but you just need somebody to pour into you. I love the transparency, Brittany. Thank you so much for that. Yes, peace of mind, Jackie. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Jackie, for coming on. being one of the faithful supporters. Thank each and every one of you for being a part and being supporters. I greatly appreciate that. Pray God pours out in y'all's life. Absolutely. Pride and ego go before some people's biggest downfall. That's exactly right. Pride goes before the downfall. Pride, and that's one reason why God couldn't put me on the level that I am now. And I'm growing now, but I had a lot of anxiety starting off as a coach. And that was the other part of it as well. I had a lot of anxiety because I was focused more on trying to get other things together. Well, this was before I became a coach, but I was trying to get everything together to get to that place where I could become a coach rather than work on myself. And so you can be so busy trying to focus on seeing yourself in a place where a lot of anxiety and anxiousness begins to come on. And when you deal with that anxiety and that anxiousness, man, that's some toxic stuff. That can really do a lot of damage to you mentally and physically. So just continue. Don't be anxious about your process. And maybe I need to say this, but don't be anxious about the process of you growing everything. But just take your time and even if you talk to just that one person, your first client, if you just talk to them and you just change their life, just be ecstatic about your first client. That somebody has actually gave you the opportunity to help them overcome something. So don't be anxious about anything. Just take your time and work things out. I may talk about anxiety as well next time, but I know we only got a few more minutes. So, Jackie Frierson, good night, Coach. I'll be youthebomb.com. Thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate you. Good night to you as well. So a little time, a couple more questions to see. And like I said, y'all, I may drop in on Wednesday. I don't know. I may drop in on Wednesday. It just all depends because my work week does not look like my weekend looks. So it just depends. I got coaching through the week and things like that too. So I got to kind of balance that with everything like that. I'm also a husband and father too. So I got to make sure everything good with the missus before I want to hop on one of these lives. Just meditate and do a mental detox. Yes, indeed, do a mental detox. So 57 minutes, y'all. A few more questions that I can go ahead and answer so we can get off this line tonight and let y'all go ahead and get y'all some rest and get ready for this week. If you're not, also, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm on there as well. You can look me up, Michael D. Benefield on Instagram. Find me on Instagram as well. All right. Another question comes in from Brittany Bowen. It says, how do you balance everything? You know what? I'm gonna answer some of that, and that's going to be. I'm gonna make that. I'm glad you asked it. That's going to be. I may make that a topic for next Sunday, but I'm gonna answer a little bit of that right now. The way I balance things is you want to get you a planner, if you can. You want to get you a planner. You want to find you a planner, and in here, you got the days, and by each and every day. Make sure you just go through there. You got February, April. You want to make sure you get your planner and go through there and start planning. I don't really use my planner. That's why you can see it's empty because I don't really use it. But if you got your phone, the smartphone, we on our phone probably 90% of the time anyway. So if you're on your phone, what you can do is you can just go ahead and put in your calendar what you have to do on specific days. And you want to start blocking off your time. Now, it's going to be a process at first when you're trying to balance because you're going to have to, if you're working a job, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to do things with the job. You got kids, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to do things with the kids. So there's a process, if you will, that you will have to go through. But I would say just start off small. Get you a calendar or put something in your phone. Put you one goal. Start off with one goal a week. Commit to one goal a week. So you may say, when I get off work and I know I have this time to myself, I'm going to read for 30 minutes. I'm going to get a book of my choice. Something, I prefer something that's going to help you mentally get somewhere. You're going to block that off. For 30 minutes, you're going to read. Just read for 30 minutes. You're going to block that off. Okay, if you still got some more time, you could probably squeeze something else in there. You see what I'm saying? So stick to at least one goal a week that you can commit to. And after you commit to that one goal a week, then you want to start to try to move it up to 2. And then you'll start to begin to build. You begin to start to kind of build off of that one goal and start to lead to other things. because I feel like I run out of time daily a little bit. I have so much time I want to. Yeah, and I weigh all the time as well. I feel like there's so many hours in a day, and a lot of times I can literally just have so much, learn not to get overwhelmed because I strategize and I plan things accordingly now. I plan things accordingly now. So you may feel like that, but also if you get a coach, I specialize in that as well too. So if you ever get a coaching session with me or anything like that, I'm pretty sure we can run through some things and break those things down to really help you get to where you need to be. Any one of my clients can tell you that they get results. They get results really fast, really fast. Why they come back to me quite often, and I say that in a humble way because I really enjoy coaching. You might run out of time, but it can be done. It's possible. So start with that one goal. And also another thing that I want you to do, Brittany, is because I'm about to get ready to get off here if we have no more questions. What I also want you to do, Brittany, is to I want you to and this can be for everybody. Get you a notebook out. And in your notebook, I want you to make a to-do list. And this don't have nothing to do with bills. This don't have nothing to do with make sure I take kids to the dentist or whatever it may be. Nothing that has to do with that. But make sure you get you a to-do list out. And according to that to-do list, put it somewhere where you can see it every day or keep it with you every day and start to scratch off those things. Scratch off those things. And I usually tell people to do a 5-year goal, plan for 5 years, plan what you want to do between here and those 5 years, where you want to be in 5 years. But right now, we're just going to keep it right now, babe. It's going to help you eventually get to that spot. But right now, just start with small little goals. Start with small. So your first thing, like you said, life coach. After that, whatever your next thing is, then whatever your next thing is, and keep doing it, you'll keep scratching them off. You'll keep scratching them off every time until you're looking at nothing on your list, and you're going to start a whole complete new list. Okay. Perfect. I will do that. I was so used to catering to him, and now that I'm in a different place and focus on that, and help delegate my time. Thank you so much for in-depth answer. I really appreciate you. Very, very welcome. Great, very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. Okay, y'all. So I have now been on here for an hour and 2 minutes. I kept my promise to y'all. So I may be back on Wednesday. So it just all depends. Thank you, Coach Michael. Peace and blessings to you and the family. Much love to all the blessed family. Thank you so much, Super Chat. Thank you for your blessings, Coach Michael. Yes, thank you so much, Brittany Bowen, for your blessing. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Greatly, greatly appreciate you. So if there's nothing else, I will see you all either on Wednesday if I pop in, or I will see you on Sunday. Yes, Mel, you just missed us. So you can go back and catch the replay. And I'll see you guys either Wednesday or next Sunday. Until next time, remember that you all were created to be more than average, but you all were created to be dope. Go and do something awesome. See y'all next time.